three different types of, it has three different properties to it, okay? So the first property we're going to talk about is a negative ORP. Does anybody know what an antioxidant is?
No.
Shirley, do you know what an antioxidant is?
Yes, it's fruit. It's actually oxygen.
Oxygen, right. So what it does is it binds to the free radicals in our body, okay, and flushes it out, okay? Free radicals end up damaging cells, causing cancer, aging, wrinkles, pigmentation such as freckles, things like that, okay? All I'm doing right now is I'm pouring what normal people would be drinking, right? So Gatorade's healthy for us, right?
Yeah.
Shirley giggles. Soda. We all know soda's bad for us, right? Well, let's see why. So Shirley, what would be an antioxidant? What kind of fruit?
Blueberries.
Good. Blueberries.
Any of the berries.
Oranges.
Oranges.
Okay. So when we look at those on a chart, they're going to be in the negative range. Okay? Things in the negative range help us. They help free up those free radicals and they flush them out. Things in the positive range, as you'll see here, is harmful to us. It adds to our wrinkles. It adds to our aging process. This is the Kangen water that we freshly poured from our machine earlier.
Why is it cloudy?
Why is it cloudy? It's cloudy because it's microclustered, and those are little tiny oxygen bubbles you were seeing. Okay? So,
You gotta turn it on.
that's what the on button is.
Yeah. Sometimes it comes on, other times you gotta push on it.
Okay. So what we're going to do is wave this around, and can you see that number?
Makes it big.
154, 59, 60.
So it's in the positive range, right? Okay. Well, what we're looking for is we're looking for that negative range. Okay? That's not good. Can I see that? Okay. So now that's Aquafina. So let's go to Dasani. What does Dasani read at? 182, 180. So it's still on the bad side, right? So Gatorade's supposed to be healthy for us, right? It's supposed to have all those electrolytes. Well, it's 250, okay? And we want to be at the negative end, so this is way too far off, okay? This is not helping us. So let's go to soda. Soda's actually not that far off from Gatorade. It's at 264 on the positive end. So when you're trying to feed your kids Gatorade, thinking it's healthy for them, you might as well just give them soda. Is essentially what you're doing, okay? So this is tap water. This is Avondale tap water. Just got it out of my sink.
Oh,
And it's at
look at that,
450 or 60, and it keeps climbing. 500, and it's just climbing. So it's over 500, okay? So that's how how oxidative our water is, okay? So just think you bathe in that kind of water. Dad's face is like. So now we go to our alkaline water and our Kangen water, and we're dropping. I've seen it straight out of the tap at negative 700, okay? So we're at negative 200. So just think of all those antioxidants that we're adding to our body by just drinking the water, okay? About 2 cups of Kangen water equals about 5 pounds of blueberries, okay? So that's how powerful this water is, okay? So let's go to the third property, okay? Or the second property, sorry, jumping ahead. So our second property of our water is alkalinity, okay? So over here we have orange, okay? And over here we have purple, okay? That's just how to tell on the pH chart. The pH drops that we'll be using are the phenol red drops. They're the same drops that you test your pool pH with, okay? So think of it as this has no oxygen, this has oxygen, okay? If you take your fish, are you gonna take your fish and put it in Aquafina, or are you gonna take your fish and put it in the alkaline water?
Alkaline water.
Well, Shirley, why would we do that?
Because that's bad water.
Right. Okay. So, Aquafina. It's yellow, right? So is this healthy?
Nope.
Or is it acidic?
Acidic.
It's acidic, right? Dasani. Is it healthy or acidic? It's acidic. So are these helping us or are these aging us?
Aging.
So Gatorade, we're feeding this to our kids on the sports field. We're giving this to our elderly to hydrate them when they're out in the heat. Are we helping them or are we hurting them?
Hurting them.
We're hurting them, right. So look at the soda. It's just as acidic, right? Okay, now here's the funny thing. Tap water. Remember it was up in the positive 500s? But it's blue, right? It's blue because it's federally regulated to stay neutral. If it was too acidic or too alkaline, it would either rust or clog up the pipes of the city. That costs them more money. So what they do is they federally regulate it to stay neutral. Okay? And then our water. It's purple, right? So is this good or is this bad?
It's good.
It's good. Okay. Now, the reason being that our slogan is change your water, change your life, is that if you take a little sip of our alkaline water, it turns that water alkaline. Okay? Same thing here. Same thing here. Oh, wait a minute. It doesn't. It takes about 32 cups of our alkaline water to neutralize 1 cup of Gatorade or 1 cup of soda. That's how acidic this is. Okay? So it's not about that one Gatorade you feed out the kids at the park. It's that whole bottle of Gatorade you feed them, or the whole gallon that you feed those kids. Okay? A little bit goes a long way. So, when you do that to the tap water, it won't change because it's chemically made to stay neutral. Okay? With all the influx of rainwater, things like that, they don't want that pH constantly changing. It'll constantly change back to its neutral form. The reason why pH is so important to our tissues is that in 1931, Dr. Otto Warburg won the Nobel Peace Prize finding out that cancer survives in an acidic environment. Okay? You have no oxygen in those tissues, cancer will thrive. Cancer, fungus, a whole bunch of other things. Okay? So what we do is the water penetrates through those cells, hydrates, keeps it flowing, keeps it hydrated, keeps those hydrogens in there, and keeps it where cancer can't survive. Okay? So we're not saying that it cures cancer, we're just saying we're preventing it from taking hold and multiplying. Okay? So the third property of our water is microclustering. Microclustering affects that, you know, that big, heavy, bloated feeling that you get when you drink Aquafina or Dasani or tap water? Well, you don't get that with our water because it's microclustered. It's the same molecule, just smaller. Think of, in your head, a chain link fence in front of you. In one hand you have a tennis ball, and in another hand you have a golf ball. If you throw both of them at the fence, which one's going to go through?
The golf ball.
The golf ball. Why?
Because it's smaller.
Correct.
Same as the clusters.
So our cells are microclustered, okay? Are micro small, so these microclusters can go through the cells and hydrate, okay? Bringing along the alkalinity and bringing along that hydrogens, keeping it hydrated, okay? So this is great for people who have disc herniations, muscle fatigue, constant dehydration from living out in the desert when we sweat so much, allowing you to drink your at least half your body weight in ounces, at least. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a demo of that. Okay.